are tuning in, everybody. This is Eagle Eyes on Tech. I am Eagle Falcon. We gotta get a number of things out of the way first regarding mainly some programming announcements, or notifications is more accurate to say. First off, unfortunately, because of audio corruption, in addition to a lack of time, I was unable to get the actual episode for last week up. So the actual episode that was recorded, only those who heard it live actually got to hear it, and I have no way to get that back. It's tragic, but that's unfortunate how it is. The other thing, Regret the Van is not with me today, and he will not be here next week either, as he is out on vacation. So, I do wish him a very enjoyable and relaxing vacation. That, however, is not going to stop me from actually continuing the podcast. So, here we go. Let's first talk about this surge of various ransomwares that is just spreading like wildfire across tons of major corporations. GoldenEye, Petya, they're both spreading around. GoldenEye, which is also known as not Petya, they're infecting tons of industrial computers that are used in multi-million-dollar corporations, as well as also government-based organizations as well. And it seems to have no limits. It's interfered with Russia. It's interfered with Ukraine. It has interfered in multiple countries within the EU. It has affected FedEx, Cadbury, Merck, you name it. All of this is mainly because these corporations do not keep their computers as updated as possible. A lot of them using earlier versions of Windows 10 that they know guaranteed work with their servers. That's fairly normal practice, honestly. And some of these government organizations still use Windows 7. I actually heard from within the UWM bureaucracy here for our university system, they're being forced from Windows 7 to Windows 10. And I suspect it's primarily because of this ransomware. But here's the kicker. The thing that's been suspicious about these, and we've discussed this before when these first emerged, was that it was asking for roughly $300. That's it. But what's getting more insidious is GoldenEye in particular, also known as NotPetya. While at the surface is being ransomware, hijacking the computer, taking control of it, locking it away, and demanding a payment to release it, it is also being found to steal and delete information on the infected computers. Now, none of the actual targets of this ransomware is actually going to be listening to me, because the exploit that this ransomware uses, and even the newer one GoldenEye uses, have already been patched. They have long been patched for months. But the reason I lead with this is, once again, to stress that as much as you probably don't want to, as much as you're afraid that your little this or that might have a problem, or you think your graphic card's going to have a problem with an update with Windows, update anyway. Here's the dirty secret. And it's not really a dirty secret. It's a well-known secret, but everyone wants to just forget about it. Everyone updates, including games, graphic drivers, everything. As long as you keep everything updated, you can avoid viruses like Petya, like NotPetya, like GoldenEye, and whatever's going to succeed GoldenEye. Because Lord knows, after these pieces of ransomware have gotten so much publicity, some jerk is going to make the next NotPetya. For the sole purpose of infecting a whole bunch of machines that are outdated. So in the end, update. Update your machines. You have no excuse. Update your machines. Do it. And then while you're at it, update your graphic drivers too. Especially if you run AMD, actually. There's actually been quite a few interesting updates to the AMD drivers. Actually getting a lot of performance out of some older cards. So, with that, let's move on. So, to almost no one's surprise, the Super Nintendo Classic Edition is now confirmed to be real. On one hand, sweet. I'm all in favor for a cheap little console to go play some old classics. Here's my problem with it, though. First off, $80 seems really steep, all things considered. The NES Classic, I want to say, was $60. So already we're $20 a little hot. We're already $20 higher. Second, whereas the NES Classic had 50 games, the Super NES Classic only has 21. And a lot of them are kind of... Actually, does Nintendo have a full list on here? Nintendo is only showing 20. And some of these are, in fact, great classics. The ones that stand out to me as the RPG nut that I am is old school Final Fantasy III, aka FF6, Secret of Mana, Earthbound. I mean, Yoshi's Island I absolutely loved. Even though it's not an RPG. That was just a ton of fun. And Super Mario RPG, always a good one. The Legend of Zelda: Link to the Past. Although I'm pretty sure Link to the Past has been re-released 18 million times. Star Fox, the original, and never before released Star Fox 2. Now, there's a neat little thing with the Star Fox 2. You could only play Star Fox 2 after you've played a level of Star Fox on the console. neat little thing. Now, there's more in there, obviously. F-Zero, Mario Kart, Super Mario World, etc., etc. $80 seems a little steep to me. Just because, here's how I look at it. And granted, I am looking at this almost unfortunately as a bit from a business point of view. Just because ever since I started streaming, whatever games I do get for playing on streaming, I kind of have to look at it as, what good is it going to do for me? I mean, first off, it wouldn't be too hard for me to just start digging up some of the older... I mean, I still have my Super Nintendo. I could probably dig up and rig up the Super Nintendo to my rig. The other thing is, $80, I would... That's 1/4 of a Switch, which is going to be a console that's going to have more life. That being said, I'm going to make the easiest prediction in the world and say that the Super Nintendo Classic Edition is going to be out of stock more often than it's going to be in stock. I almost guarantee it. It just seems like the biggest no-brainer prediction in the world. The NES Classic, which I'm not gonna lie, I kind of do regret sitting out on. Easily 70% of the time it was out of stock. It was a limited run, despite the fact that they never said it was a limited run. Yeah. So I'm going to preemptively congratulate everyone who does manage to get a NES, a Super NES Classic Edition. Starts at $80. I'm willing to bet the price is going to go up as they start realizing the stock is limited. It'll be available September 29th, 2017. We shall see how it goes. I'm hoping this will be in stock more than the NES Classic. Alright, so let's move on to probably the biggest news in the game streaming world. Unjust Banana is telling me that people are already selling the Super NES Classic Edition on eBay. They don't have it, but they're selling... Okay. Oh my god. Alright, if what Unjust Banana is telling me is true, that people are pre-selling the Super NES Classic on eBay, that means these sellers are confident enough that they'll be able to get one to be able to sell it. Alright, here's my advice to you. If you are looking at these eBay ads and thinking, alright, I'll go pre-order one on eBay to guarantee I'll have it. Unless that eBay seller is Best Buy, GameStop, or an actual vendor that is going to have it, don't. Just don't. Oh my god. It's going to seem tempting, I guarantee you, to go to a scalper before it even sells. But oh my god, I guarantee you, these are going to be harder to get than even these scalpers realize. There's probably a good chance these scalpers are not going to be able to get these things. It's just too risky. It is way too risky in my book. Especially since it's 2 months, it's more than 2 months away. It's basically 3 months away. It's at the end of September it's available. It's currently July 1st. Those are some pretty overconfident scalpers. Very overconfident eBay scalpers there. But enough about the Super NES Classic. We're of course going to be keeping an eye on it. Lord knows there's going to be more and more fascinating things coming out, including ways to go modify the inside, because if it's anything like the NES Classic, it is just an emulator engine on the inside with ROMs on it, and people can just go in there and just add 10 billion ROMs. So we'll see what happens. So, let's go back to the news Twitch announced. Everyone knew this was coming, but it still blindsided everyone. Back when the Twitch affiliate program was announced. Well, let's actually even go further back than that. Let's first talk about what the Twitch affiliate program is. Even though chances are, if you are listening to me right now, you already know what the Twitch affiliate program is. The affiliate program is Twitch's way of trying to compete with the monetization of YouTube live streaming specifically, and to keep up-and-coming gaming streamers with Twitch, rather than thinking about going over to YouTube, Beam, now Mixer, Hitbox, Azubu, which are both now Smashcast, or Mobcrush. That's what the affiliate program, when push comes to shove, is all about. It is basically a way to provide Twitch partnership, which is Twitch's way of allowing streamers to monetize their streams, but on a light or diet version of it. At first, the affiliate program only allowed the use of bits, which are animated emoticons you can use within Twitch chat. And the use of those, they usually trigger some kind of alert that the streamer has built into their system, usually through something like Muxy, or Streamlabs, or Twitch Alerts, or Latch Tools, whichever. But more importantly, the bits were only able to be earned by either buying them from Twitch at a rate of about $1.40 for 100, and the price goes down from there, or watching ads to earn a small amount of them. Using those animated emotes in chat then generates revenue to that streamer in the form of 1 cent per bit. So if you go and use, say, a 100-bit cheer, it generates $1 to the streamer. So it's a way of showing your support. This is something that only the partners could have. Now with the affiliates, now smaller streamers could have it. In order to become an affiliate, you needed to have at least, I want to say 50 followers, stream for at least 3 hours a week, And the hardest part was to have an average concurrent viewer base of at least 3 viewers. Now, I thought at the time that I knew that right off the bat, the 3 concurrent viewer base is much harder to do. That doesn't mean like having 3 viewers for an hour. No. At minimum, you have to have 3 viewers pretty much through the entire stream. That means if you spike to 6, but then drop to 2 for the majority of the stream, that doesn't count. You have to maintain 3. That being said, though, these are ridiculously easy requirements to meet. Basically, anyone who tries at streaming can become an affiliate. Full disclosure, I myself am a Twitch affiliate. So that's when the affiliate program launched. A while back, and I didn't really report on this because it snuck up on me too, Twitch affiliates could also gain 5% of all game revenue that was bought on their stream. Twitch has a Steam competitor. If you went and, say, bought like the Jackbox Party Pack on a Twitch affiliate's stream while they were streaming it, that affiliate got 5% of the sale. It's not much, but it was something extra. That's nice. Here's where the big bombshell dropped. And ever since the affiliate program was first announced, everyone knew that affiliates were going to get a subscribe button that allowed 1 emote. The biggest thing that generates revenue for Twitch partners is known as the sub button. This is where you could subscribe to a Twitch stream at either $5, $10, or $25 per month, and you'd gain access to all of their custom emotes to use across all of Twitch. Now, other streamers also do kind of unique things, such as some streamers sometimes stream where they only allow subs to talk and chat. Other times there's certain quality levels that only subscribers can see. Some streams use certain bots that give certain commands available only to the subscribers. And it goes further and further down the road. So Monday, Twitch announced on Twitter that there is big news coming for affiliates. And everyone guesses it's the subscribe button. Because that's the one thing that was left that Twitch said they were going to get to affiliates. Alright, then Tuesday comes around, they announce it is the subscribe button. And they announce that it is all tiers of the subscribe button. Prime subscribing, $5 subscribing, $10 subscribing, $25 subscribing. All 4 tiers are available to the affiliates. Prime subscribing, for those who don't know, is the same as the $5 subscribing, except it's free. Ish. It's kind of complicated. I'll go over that more if I have time. And the affiliates do in fact get to make 1 emote per tier. 1 for the $5 tier, 1 for the $10 tier, 1 for the $25 tier. Naturally, every single affiliate is ecstatic gaining this. But a handful were really annoyed when one thing was revealed. Normally when you subscribe on Twitch, while you're in that streamer's channel, you have a custom badge next to your name that says you are a subscriber. On the affiliates channels, they don't get to do that. they get stuck with the default badge. And the default badge until today was just a small black star. It was very underwhelming. Today they did change it, and it's now a purple square with a white star in the middle of it. It looks much better and much more modern. And I'm actually glad they did change that, because the black star was just kind of... It didn't look good, like, at all. I mean, clearly the black star was originally put in there to just say, hey, Twitch partner, go make your custom badge. Stop letting this ugly nonsense happen. But during this time, when you only had the small black star as your sub badge, a handful of affiliates were getting angry that they couldn't make their own custom sub badge. To which other affiliates like myself were just like, now come on. A month ago, you couldn't earn any money without using outside tools through Twitch. We should be ecstatic that we have these tools. We have a lot of tools now. Way more than we ever had. And in the grand scheme of things, the only price that the affiliates had to pay was to sign the affiliate contract that said they could only stream live on Twitch. Anything they stream live on Twitch, they cannot stream live on any other platform. So simulcasting was gone. To streamers like me, it's like big deal. 95% of your viewership's on Twitch anyway. And the fact that they timed the affiliates to be this early, as Microsoft's trying to make Mixer a big thing, it says a lot. It's Twitch making an early strike. And in the grand scheme of things, that's one thing you do want to remember about the affiliate program. It's not about giving participation trophies to every streamer. It's not about showing love to everyone. It is a business decision. It's a business decision to make sure that Twitch keeps their talent. The last thing Twitch wants to do is to lose potentially talented streamers to YouTube, to Mixer. And especially, they don't want to lose it to Smashcast, the redheaded stepchild of video game streaming. That's the important thing to take from the affiliate program. At its core, it's a business decision. And that's something that a lot of Twitch partners are forgetting as they go argue on Twitter right now. It was actually rather hilarious watching a whole lot of smaller Twitch partners argue that this was all about just giving participation trophies to everyone, and now anyone can get a sub button. I'm willing to bet if YouTube gaming streaming didn't exist, if Mixer didn't exist, if Smashcast didn't exist, the affiliate program would not exist. Because Twitch at its heart, even before Amazon bought it, was all about having people work up towards that elite status of partnership. The affiliate program, in my opinion, is a happy middle ground between those within Amazon and Twitch that want to be able to make sure they compete with YouTube and Smashcast for rewarding their content creators, and also to make sure there is still that partnership status, that elite status. Because in the grand scheme of things, we're grateful for the sub button, but every single affiliate, every single one of them, I guarantee you, would love to become a true Twitch partner. To be able to have up to, 60 emotes on their subscribe button. To be able to customize every single one of their badges. To be able to turn their little corner of Twitch and customize it in oh so very many ways. And probably even more so, to have that purple check mark next to their name to say that they achieved partnership. And with that, let's move on to the other big news that Twitch kind of dropped. That this one, I would argue, is actually bigger than sub buttons for affiliates. Although, hands down, sub buttons for affiliates got way more talk than this. The Twitch mobile app is getting a huge overhaul. The Twitch mobile app right now is just a mess that accidentally works. If you try hard enough, you can just barely find the Twitch streamers you can that you follow. You can kind of, sorta, sometimes get a solid enough connection to watch the stream. You don't have the full functionality of the Twitch site. You can't really look at clips. It's just a mess. And even probably the bigger thing was that on the mobile system, you couldn't even tell if someone was live or if they were playing pre-recorded videos in the form of a vodcast. The Twitch mobile app was hilariously outdated and barely worked. Twitch has announced a major overhaul of the app. First off, they're actually putting Pulse at the center of it, which could be good or bad. I have mixed feelings about Pulse, which is basically the Twitter-esque feed within the Twitch universe right now. But, at least they're going to be keeping things consistent on both mobile and the primary site. They are redoing the browse feature to make it closer to what it is on the Twitch site. To be able to browse by either stream names, by viewership size, and by games. So that's going to match the live site better. Good. There's one other big feature. Well, first off, I'm actually just going to go through the actual level of the site. Because they actually put the big feature in this app at the bottom, where it should be. In addition, they have a section that's just for live content. So you can go through and look at people's uploaded videos, which nobody does, or you can just specifically look for what's live. Again, like you can do on the primary site. One feature they're doing... So let's go through. Explore like no other app. You can swipe between various videos, back and forth if you're watching multiple streams. So you can easily switch between one streamer and then check up on another one. So say, for example, just because I did this when it happened, I'm going to use an example that happened. While I was working on stuff, I was watching Disguised Toast's stream. He's a Hearthstone player. And as he was going through, he ran into, on the ranking ladder, another Hearthstone player that was streaming live, Trump. So very quickly, I had, on one of my screens, Disguised Toast going, and quickly looked over and looked at Trump's. You could do the same thing now on the mobile app. So you can see both the chats and both of the streams. You can now also go through quickly, make playlists. They're also now toting notifications for some reason. As well as also allowing a filter by language. But here is the key feature to the Twitch app. And the reason this is the key feature is because this is going to change a lot of the content you see on Twitch Creative, Twitch IRL, and Twitch Social Eating. Inside the Twitch app, you can go live and start streaming from the phone. That is a big deal. I personally don't see myself doing that, but that is going to change a lot within Twitch. It's going to make Twitch have streams that could end up being much like Periscope streams. The only thing is I don't know whether it's going to be good or bad. Because it's going to very easily make it so that people can just put out awful quality streamed. Awful quality streams. As Unjust Banana just said, truck driving streams. But that might not be a good idea. Or as Unjust Banana also just points out, stream murder like on Facebook. It actually would not surprise me, now that you actually bring that up, if shortly after this app goes live, everything I just said is not live yet. It might be by the time you hear this. But Twitch announced this earlier this week. They said they're going to be rolling this out over the next 2 weeks. So the new Twitch app is going to be going live soon. I think it's quite possible there's going to be a major hire for global mods to go shut down streams, because that's one problem that Facebook's having, is criminals recording murders or homicides or anything, or suicides on Facebook for their own, quote, personal glory. Facebook's trying to step up and put a halt to that. Twitch is going to have to do the same thing. And now, of course, within Twitch app, they have a built-in dark mode, profiles, and blah, 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 blah. There's all sorts of other features that are being put in there. But like I said, the big thing is the mobile broadcasting from within the Twitch app. Yuxi also in the chat asks, one touch to go live. So what if you accidentally touch to go live? That's actually an interesting question. Because I can actually speak to a couple of times with my own cell phone when I had the Android SOS beacon enabled. This is a feature that if you hit your power button 3 times in rapid succession, it would take like 3 or 4 pictures and then send GPS coordinates with the message SOS I need help to your in case of emergency contacts. I have accidentally triggered that in my pocket twice. After the second time, that's it, I disabled it. So I do wonder how easy it is to accidentally inside your pocket open the app and accidentally trigger the one touch to go live. Now, unfortunately at this point, I haven't seen the app yet. I don't know how many layers deep it is. I can tell you one easy way to disable this and make sure it's not going to happen is to enable a password lock or a fingerprint lock. If you have a more modern iPhone, just enable a fingerprint lock. Bam, problem solved. Phone's not going to unlock itself inside your pocket. Easy peasy. It is hands down the easiest way to avoid that. Yeah, and Unjust brings up Twitch porn. Again, that's going to be going on what I said earlier regarding they're going to have to hire more global moderators. Twitch already has a team of global moderators. But they are probably going to have to hire more because it's going to be so much easier to go live. In the end, the one touch go live thing, it's pretty much a way to compete with Facebook Live, a way to compete with Periscope. And as such, Twitch is going to have to look at what happened with both of those outfits and come up with countermeasures. It's really that simple. And with that, let's move on to some older news, but some very interesting moves. That are also coming out of Twitch. This is going to be my last Twitch story, I swear. It's just that when digging through for both the Twitch app and the affiliate button one, I came across this. And I don't think anyone has talked about this. Twitch is now testing new interactive features for Twitch streams. Now already, some streamers have found ways to have their viewers interact with them. There's of course the built-in bits feature, as we talked about earlier. I also mentioned earlier that some streams, mine included, make it so that subscribers can access certain commands that play sounds on streams, that sort of thing. There's always that. But it still doesn't compare to what Beam does, now called Mixer. Mixer natively allows viewers to press buttons on the stream and affect the game that the streamer's playing. Most notably right off the bat was Minecraft. That happened long before Microsoft bought them out. Making it so that that lightning would strike, or a tornado would spawn in, or that suddenly there'd be a villager to help out. that sort of thing. And it would cost viewer currency. Twitch is doing something similar. Right now, the thing they're testing is exclusive to Hearthstone and looking for other ways to do things like this. Hearthstone, if you don't know, it's a virtual card game. One of the things they want to do, or what this tool does, I should say, is allow viewers to see the deck list that the streamer is using and then be able to click on a card within the deck list and view the details of the card. This sounds like the most boring thing on the entire planet of Earth. Ooh, you can view a card. Ah. But think about it for a minute. This is an early test. They can make it with this tool to be able to go into the game that the streamer is streaming, to be able to see what you're doing, and then on the Twitch site view that information. That's very bare basic, but it's clear that it's directly competing with what Mixer did or does back when it was Beam. And honestly, while Mixer and Microsoft are having some troubles trying to get people to embrace this, Twitch, being the 500-ton, not pound, ton gorilla in video game streaming, can push that sort of thing out much harder and much faster than Mixer and Microsoft can. Now, you might be thinking, but it's Microsoft. I mean, they're a big company. Surely they can get developers to side with them. And you might be right. On the other hand, Windows Mobile. Yeah, I forgot about that, right? How Microsoft has a phone platform and how nobody uses it and nobody develops for it. Yeah, my money is on Twitch for being able to push that out harder. And I'm not saying that because I'm a Twitch affiliate. I'm saying that because I'm starting to lose faith in the fact that Microsoft can convince developers to help them, despite the fact that years ago, their CEO went on the stage and shouted developers at the top of his lungs until he passed out. I mean, not exactly, but you know what I mean. Here's some of the integrations that currently Twitch has working. The interactive Hearthstone delay. We already talked about that. The straw poll overlay. Create and share polls. Now, granted, some streamers have already done that, but this would be automatically integrated into Twitch, and that could provide some very interesting ways to make sure that people work with it. Because right now you have to do like exclamation mark vote and then a number, and it's just a mess. A leaderboard panel, a panel to automatically display the channel's top 5 cheers. A now playing panel, a music streaming app built from the ground up for streamers. All music has the necessary licenses to safely use on Twitch. As someone who streamed on YouTube for a while, that is a big deal. I actually can't wait to see number 4 here, this new playing panel. I actually missed that when I was going through the article. That actually sounds nice. Overlay. One stream overlay with many interactive apps, leaderboard, whatever. Mas- Master Overwatch overlay. Interactive profile and stats overlay for Overwatch streamers. So you can go and see how the streamer stacks up. Kappa Pet Panel. A pet that lives in the channel page. It responds to viewers, evolves as the stream runs, and goes to sleep when the streamer's online or offline. Smart Click Map Overlay. Shows heat map of clicks, allowing viewers to suggest the streamer's next move, card, or weapon by clicking directly on the video. That sounds obnoxious. Destiny Live Tracker Panel. Track the streamer's gear and stats for the activity they are playing, so viewers can easily see loadouts. Rocket League Tracker Panel. Live track the streamer's Rocket League skill ratings. Loyalty, music polls, and game overlays. Loyalty points, song requests, vote enter giveaways, play mini games. This last one is Deepbot. Deepbot is one of the most popular pay chatbots that's used within Twitch. That does exactly this. It provides song requests, vote in polls, enter giveaways, to play mini games, to keep track of loyalty points. It does a ton more too, but so hidden in here, they are literally building Deepbot. That's incredible. They are building Deepbot. Alright, we're nearing the end. Let's talk about one anything that isn't Twitch related. Okay, Yuxi does clarify for me. No, they're ripping Deepbot off. Technically, yes. Although that's actually a good question. I wonder what the first Twitch bot was that did loyalty tracking. I wonder if that was Revlo. Was it Deepbot? I think Moobot also does it. Who did it first, I wonder? I guess it doesn't matter in the grand scheme of things. I want to talk about an overpriced way to turn your budget studio apartment into multiple rooms. This came from almost nowhere. I found this on CNET first. It's called Ori. And no, not the game. Ori is a piece of robotic furniture that with the press of a button can pull all the way up against the wall to have the TV and desk up against there, revealing all the floor space you'd ever want for a living room. The press of another button, it pulls all the way back to expose the closet on the other side of it for your clothes. And then with the press of another button, can pull out up to a queen-size bed for your bedroom. This is both amazing and terrible at the same time. Now, Ori does have built-in safety features. You can't, while the room is changing, accidentally crush yourself. There's plenty of pressure sensors to stop that. The guide rails do not lock, so if the power does go out, you can easily glide the stuff around and pull out your bed regardless. All that wonderful jazz. It can even link up with Alexa And you can have it move by voice in addition to a control panel on the side. While I think this is a great idea, here's the problem. First off, it is a $10,000 piece of equipment. Second, it's really only useful for super inexpensive apartments. Basically, your studio sized apartments. Or maybe your studio. Where you have one room, a little kitchen, and a bathroom. That's it. It lets you get a lot of utilization out of your one room. The thing is, though, is that if you're in if you're in a studio apartment, chances are you can't afford a at least $10,000 piece of furniture to get multiple uses out of it. And if you could, unless you're in New York, you would get a bigger apartment. In fact, that's basically the only market for this. New York. Maybe San Francisco. But even then, there's still plenty of housing on the outskirts of San Fran, whereas New York, it's just, you're doomed. Now, here's what I'd love to have seen. And this might just be thrifty old Midwestern Eagle here talking, but I would love to see this setup without the computer and robotics in it. How much would this system cost if it was just manual pull and locks? Pull out the desk, lock it in the rail. It's not going anywhere. Pull it out, pull up against the wall, lock it, it's not going anywhere. Pull out the bed, lock it, it's not going anywhere. Just all hand. How much would it cost then? $2,000? $3,000? That, to me, for maximizing a studio apartment, would make infinite more sense than having it be super roboticized and guaranteeing that the only place it's going to be useful for is New York City. But again, that's just thrifty old me talking. Who knows? Maybe there is a market for this. Besides New York and San Fran. Maybe Austin too, who knows. That's going to do it for me, guys. Thank you all for sticking around and listening to this podcast. I will see you all next week, 3 o'clock Central Time live at twitch.tv/eagle_falcon. Take care, everyone. See you next time. Bye-bye.